Kūshu Jishin. Each of you has known for a long time that this day would come. The only surprising aspect is where and how this Tokudo ceremony is occurring. Originally, we had thought it would be at Daibasatsu Zendo Kongoji, but as it has in so many ways, the coronavirus required us to rethink that plan. With a combination of quarantine and COVID-19 testing, we are able to gather today at the Zen Center of Syracuse, ONG, which is indeed appropriate. A karmic affinity link for you both. And today is Mandala Day. You are being supported by all the great ancestors of our lineage whose ihai are here on the altar. Particularly by those who brought this practice from Japan to America. Shinge Roshi, Yogen Senzaki Sensei, Dr. Daisetsu Saitaru Suzuki, Soen Nakagawa Roshi, and Edo Tai Shimano Roshi. This past weekend, ending last night, was Rosh Hashanah, ushering in the days of awe, starting with the new year and concluding with Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement, 1 week from today. And tomorrow is the autumn equinox. What an auspicious time. Kūshu, you began Zen practice with me in January 1988, when the Zen Center was still located in the attic of my home. Your involvement in martial arts at an early age introduced you to Zen, but it was sitting with us in that attic that truly brought you to actual practice. You participated in Jukai 2 years later and then moved to Austin, Texas for your work at IBM. You sat with groups affiliated with Zen Center of San Francisco and Mount Baldy Zen Center out there. And you returned here to Hoenji for session and also did session at DBZ whenever you could. We traveled in Japan together on pilgrimages. My friend Kazuaki Tanahashi and I led in 2003 and 2007. And I just sent you some photographs that I unearthed recently from those trips. Gil is there as well. And you invited me to lead session for your sitting group in Austin, which you started in 1998 at your martial arts dojo. I really enjoyed joining you all and visiting with you and Mary many times until January 2011, when I became abbot of the Zen Study Society in addition to Hoenji, and had to curtail my traveling somewhat. Kūshu, it's been more than 30 years. I know the yearning to become a Zen monk has never been far from your heart-mind. Maturing in the Dharma and renewing your deep connection with Hoenji. Now, at last, the time has come. Jishin, you too have walked this way for quite some time. You told me about a pivotal experience you had at the age of 4, when a flower opened into the fundamental sameness expressed in Master Songchao's teaching, heaven, earth, and I are of one root. Arbitrary boundaries continue to vanish in subsequent experiences after you began meditating on your own a few years later. But it wasn't until you were 40 that you discovered formal Zen practice. You first sat with a small Rinzai Zen group in rural Pennsylvania, near where you were living, and then joined the Sangha at Endless Mountain Zendo under the guidance of Genro Lee Milton Sensei and Yayoi Matsumoto Zenni, both of whom were ordained by Edo Roshi. You received the precepts from Genro Sensei in 2008, and you spent the following year as a resident at Daibusatsu Zendo. And then you came to Syracuse. You have been a devoted and treasured practitioner at Hoenji. And now we'll go to DBZ again as a Kessei student. Kūshu and Jishin. After so many years, it may seem as though today is the culmination of your practice. But watch out. This is, in fact, the beginning, symbolized by your bowing on the steps in Niwazume from dawn on yesterday, begging admission, and sitting Tangario into the night. And Jishin, you will again have 2 weeks of Tangario at DBZ when you leave here. So beginning again, you are returning to one. Today, at last, you have come to Tokudo Shiki. Toku means to enact, to accomplish. Do is to emancipate yourselves from entanglements. And Shiki is ceremony. So what you are vowing, symbolized by the shaving of your head, is to cut through all encumbrances, all impediments to living as Rinzai's true person without rank. Tokudo requires emancipation from samsara, not only regarding worldly concerns, but on the subtle plane of thought constructs based on the illusion of separate selfhood. So introspection is essential. You must see the sneakiest and most hidden of your ego protection strategies as they arise, and immediately cut them at the root. To live as a true monk, a true nun, means giving up clinging to agency, to thinking that you are entitled to your opinion, that you should be able to decide what's best for you. This is particularly challenging when you've been in a leadership role. You will have many opportunities to notice how vigorously the reactive ego strives to reclaim its dominance. Again and again, surrender to choicelessness. This is how you respond directly to the call that is your life. Surrender does not come easily, but it must be the guiding principle for your practice. The radical renunciation of Tokudo must be undertaken vigorously and continuously with an indomitable spirit. When you cut through entanglements that you yourself have created, you are no longer cut off from the great mystery of oneness with all that is, all that has been, and all that will ever be. This is how you realize your vow to free all sentient and insentient beings from suffering without exception. So meet the unexpected with a willing heart, a cheerful spirit, and the determination to see and transform conditioned behaviors. And remember, you are supported by the threefold refuge: Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, always and forever. Kūshu. In recognition of the powerful Dharma affinity of our relationship, I have given you the ordination name Enshin. The N is the same as that in whole N, interconnection. And the Shin is heart mind from my name, Shinge. Enshin. Jishin. In recognition of the significance of death and deathlessness in your life, I am giving you the ordination name Kairo. Kai means world. Ro is dew from my name, Roko. I'm sure you know the verse composed by the haiku poet Isa after he lost his little daughter. This world of dew is but the world of dew. And yet, all composite things are like a dream, a phantasm, a dewdrop, and a flash of lightning. The Diamond Sutra reminds us, we know how transient is this world of phenomena. And yet, our hearts break. And yet, we are never apart from the fundamental source which is birthless and deathless. Vowing to practice with unshakable determination. Kūshu and Jishin. We can realize Samyaku Sambodai, supreme enlightenment, as we chant in the Heart Sutra and the Diamond Sutra. Tokawa Nokatara Samyaku Sambodai. Kūshu Enshin and Jishin Kairo. Congratulations on your karma. Now, I will give you the fundamental precepts, the pure precepts, and Bodhidharma, one mind precepts. Fundamental precepts. Refrain from all harmful acts.
I will refrain from all harmful acts.
Practice all that is good.
I will practice all that is good.
Purify your heart.
I will purify my heart.
This is the everlasting teaching of all the Buddhas. Sanju Jokai, the three pure precepts. Uphold the precepts, since they are the source from which all Buddhas arise.
I vow to uphold the precepts, since they are the source from which all Buddhas arise.
You can share that, and then you'll be sure that you're saying the same thing at the same time. Practice with unshakable determination, since this is the way to realize Samyaku Sambodai.
I vow to practice with unshakable determination, since this is the way to realize Samyaku Sambodai.
Transcend ordinary and transcend holy, since this is how you will save yourself and all beings.
I vow to transcend ordinary and to transcend holy, since this is how I will save myself and all beings.
Very good. Now, in transcending, what you want to do is put your zagu in front of you, folded. Bodhidharma's one mind precepts. In the sphere of this everlasting Dharma, cherish the lives of all beings. Do not hold a view of extinction.
I vow to cherish the lives of all beings. I will not hold a view of extinction.
2. In the sphere of this boundless Dharma, realize fundamental abundance. Do not have any thought of attainment.
I vow to realize fundamental abundance. I will not have any thought of attainment.
3. In the sphere of this unstained Dharma, dwell in non-attachment. Do not fall into infatuation.
I vow to practice non-attachment. I will not fall into infatuation.
4. In the sphere of this nameless Dharma, uphold truth. Do not deceive yourself or others.
I vow to uphold the truth. I will not deceive myself or others.
5. In the sphere of this pure Dharma, cherish clarity. Do not be defiled by dependence.
I vow to cherish clarity. I will not be defiled by dependence.
6. In the sphere of this errorless Dharma, esteem silence and practice right speech. Do not engage in frivolous conversation.
I vow to esteem silence and practice right speech. I will not engage in frivolous conversations.
7. In the sphere of this equal Dharma, be humble. Do not make any distinction between self and others.
I vow to practice humility. I will not make any distinction between myself and others.
8. In the sphere of this all-pervading Dharma, be grateful for everything. Do not refuse to share the teachings.
I vow to be grateful for everything. I will not refuse to share the teachings.
In the sphere of this selfless Dharma, know true peace. Do not be deceived by the idea of a separate self.
I vow to know true peace. I will not be deceived by the idea of a separate self.
10. In the sphere of this one Dharma, give your life to the three treasures, Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Do not succumb to any dualistic view.
I vow to give my life to the three treasures, Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. I will not succumb to any dualistic view.
Very good. And now we'll put on our zakus. Come to your mass here and now. So now you stand. Kūshu will speak first, and then Jishin.
Roshi, thank you. Thank you for your teaching, guidance, counseling, and friendship over these many years. Jikyo, my spiritual guardian, you set a standard I only hope to meet. Togan, thank you for assisting Roshi and your efforts in Hoenji and the Sangha overall. Thank you to the Sangha and to all beings who give me infinite opportunities to expand my understanding of the Dharma. Thank you, Mary. You've been with me longer since the first time I sat in the Zen. taken care of. Roshi, finally, words of gratitude are just words. My intention, my vow, is to show my gratitude through my activities and actions this day forward.
Very good.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak. Shinge Roshi, also, words cannot begin to express the gratitude and reflect all of the profound meaning in studying with you. So may my dedication to this way and my perseverance looking into this begin to reflect and express that gratitude. I want to thank Jikyo-san, Togan-san, and so many people for so much work and care. Thank you. And I particularly want to thank my husband, Mark Cooney, for his such kind support and strength and sacrifice. He's been such a wonderful support to me. I want to thank him especially. And in honor of this day as well, the 21st of September is the anniversary of Endless Mountain Zendo. And I wish to thank Genro Osho there and Yayoi-san so much for their many years of generosity in leading me. And their dedication has been a wonderful example. Thank you.
Very good. So now we will have Jikyo as spiritual guardian for Kūshu Enshin.
The Kūshu, much of what I wrote down that I was going to say has been said today. So I'll just go over a few things. I met you, I started practicing about 8 or 10 years after you were practicing. And little did we know that someday you would ask me to be your spiritual guardian. But what I did know when I first met you and ever since was how deep an aspiration you had to become a monk. And you moved to Austin, but you kept maintaining your connection to Hoenji. We went to Japan together twice, along with Shinge Roshi and our wonderful leaders. We had many on and off connections. And through it all, I could see how deeply you were committed to the practice and to pursuing this. So I say your commitment and dedication is strong and it's withstood the test of time. And I know now what this day means to you. I went through it myself and it's something. So I trust that you will steadfastly follow the endless Buddha way. I have full trust in that. And as spiritual guardian, I'm here to offer myself and to invite you to use me. So in whatever way you need, but especially when you think you don't need to, please do.
I know your phone.
Hello, Jishin. Greetings from Endless Mountain Zendo. I was thinking the other day that very early on, shortly after you got here, just as we were getting to know you, you expressed a wish to be ordained someday and to devote yourself fully to the study and practice of Zen. Well, that day has finally arrived, and we are so happy for you. As you can see, we've invited several of the venerable teachers of the Daibosatsu Mandala. First, I must mention Shakyamuni Buddha, whose being smiles at you from this altar. All these venerable ones devoted their lives to the Dharma and to the service of others. All vowed to fulfill a heartfelt wish. May all beings attain true wisdom and peace. To all of them, to Nyogen Senzaki, to Genpo Roshi, to Soen Roshi, and to Edo Roshi. To all of them we owe a debt of gratitude that can be paid very simply through our sincere practice. One of them, Nyogen Senzaki, as I think you know, worked and taught tirelessly in America for over 50 years. At the end of his life, he left a wonderful message for his students and for all of us. He said, "Friends in Dharma, be satisfied with your own head. Do not put any false head above your own." And then, minute after minute, watch your steps closely. Always keep your head cool and your feet warm. How blessedly simple. May we practice it throughout the day, keeping it close in heart and mind. Congratulations to you, Jishin. We look forward to seeing you again, and I hope you will always consider Endless Mountain Zendo as a home away from home. So until we meet again, may all beings attain true wisdom and peace. Namu Dai Bo Sa.
Oh, Inexhaustible delusions are